What's up, guys? Excalibur here. Just want to go over quick charting daily on ES and go over a couple more tickers. But first, can you guys hit that subscribe button? A lot of people are just watching these videos, not subscribing. I appreciate if you guys subscribe. Definitely grow a channel. And coming soon, I'm going to be start live trading futures almost every day on YouTube. Once I get my computer all set up, purchased, built, I will be live trading, futures right with you. So today we had pretty much overnight session, pretty boring, but every time you should mark up your overnight highs. Something new I've been doing: overnight mid and overnight lows. Here's your highs, lows, mid. Your overnight mid was also what you should have up on Friday highs. Are we gonna attract buyers? Are we gonna hold Friday highs as a nice support? You can sell that beautiful hold of support. We did break below, but we flushed pretty quick, strong up on the 5-minute. Breaking over overnight highs. If we're going to have a trend day up, we're going to hold overnight highs. We're going to hold that initial balance. I've been preaching initial balance. Overnight highs should be on your chart all day, every day. Last week POC pretty much was my upside target today. I had to make some new targets kind of with more upside because we just looked really, really bullish. 418, 438, 451 for my next targets up, and then 455 was a super high one. But coming out, definitely a little rejection of that POC once, twice. We broke above, we retested, and that was a good play right there. Pretty solid. Last week's POC was, let me turn VWAP up. I'll just put VWAP on. Last week's POC was up in this area right here. And something I mentioned on that one class video, we're looking kind of for a head and shoulders, of course, unless the head and shoulders is kind of slanted. I think it's pretty much broken. Our sell-off here was just a tad bit too strong. So a lot of people use ICT for your fair value gaps. Just for me, fair value gaps, I kind of look at to see how strong the sell-offs are. Our push up here, we didn't really create much. And this was the last of a daily one. But our, fair value gaps, we really didn't create much. It's a nice steady push up. We have a strong sell-off, of course, then we have a strong buy-in. So this kind of push up the past 2 days is a little bit too strong for me. So I'm definitely looking for a little retracement to fill all this back in with, sell side liquidity, or not sell side liquidity, but the sellers, so this is too strong. Buyers, strong buyers. So you're definitely going to watch that going forward. But like I said, break over overnight highs, pretty solid. Last week, VPOC, solid move, and then something initial balance. So what I do is take the fib. You're going to take it from your 930 to 1030 high to low. And what I do is I have my fibs IB. So it was created here. What we're looking for is kind of let's go back another 1 minute because it shows it a lot better. So on a trend day up, you want to break the initial balance, which is going to be your first hour candle from high to low. It's showing you that the most volume of the day is going to either come in the first candle or the last candle. So the initial balance is going to be that first candle. You can tell right here, our first candle was pretty bullish. So to have a trending day up, what I like to watch is the break above and the hold it as a support and a continuation up. Like today, we just continued up, the break above, but you could put your stop just below. You could put it at this 420 level, and you would have stayed in and absolutely printed. And that's what I like to see for a trend day up. You'll see on days where we're just sideways choppy, that will stay in here. We'll come back down here, mean revert back to the mean, go down low, come back up. We'll basically stay in that initial balance until kind of like end of day. So we kept pushing up, kept pushing up. The only kind of play I saw later in the day was just kind of this flag breakout right here. Which made this pretty solid move up. Or kind of looking at end of day, we started getting a little choppy end of day. What I saw was that 30-minute inside bar. If you have TradingView, you might as well just have the inside bar on here. It just changes the color. Right here, look at this beautiful 30-minute inside. We broke to the upside while holding IB high. No close on that 30-minute. So, taking this, just 7 points on ES, pretty solid move there. NQ, told you guys pre-market that 11.7. Going to be a huge area. If you go to this 4-hour and just look at what 11.7's done. There's a rejection. Wednesday is pretty much this whole area. If you went long when we hit 11.7 and held pretty well, you would have printed. Previous resistance. So this 11.7 is a pretty solid area. Kind of same thing. I popped this initial balance up. You could tell NQ kind of bounced off of it really well right there too. But also, if you look at SPX at IB high on ES is also XPX 4000, which is pretty interesting. It's very interesting how those line up. SPY, everyone was watching at 400 today. We broke above. I was watching at 423, which was this previous kind of double top 1, 2. We were able to break above, and what I really wanted to see was that hold, and that could have been another nice long. I'm trying to teach people that just to keep their charts super simple. You don't need many indicators. You just need these levels. Previous day's highs, previous day lows, initial balance, things like that. Apple, I said Apple is going to be the stock on watch this week. We actually, the best time to get it was above this kind of 138. You could tell we hit pre-market kind of Wednesday's highs. We hit pre-market, came down, pushed up. But I was waiting for a 141. Don't know why 141 is not on my chart anymore. You pop it back up. Key level 141. And I'll show you why this is a very important level. Go down to the 4-hour or up to the 4-hour. You can tell 141 right here. Look at this, all this resistance through here. We broke above, support, resistance. That support. We broke down from it with strength. So what I was really looking for was kind of a resistance. Usually when we don't, check it quickly, kind of come up, we broke that 141. I want to see kind of a back test to it and then a continuation down. We really didn't see that. But overall, you could tell, looking over that Wednesday high, 141 was another place to go beautifully long. Something out of note, I tell people on my one-on-ones that, keep these stocks, these main stocks on your watch. And you would have saw Apple was super strong this morning. But you pop up at SPY. SPY pulled back first thing. Apple did not. Apple showed super strength. Apple should be on your charts overall to see the strength of the overall market, and Apple was leading it definitely big time today, especially on AMD. AMD had that PT upgrade, and with this out, that PT upgrade, I went with NVIDIA because if you look at AMD here and then you look at NVIDIA NVIDIA pulled back first, caught support at the close price or the high on Friday, and then took off from there. And that's another reason why I went with NVIDIA over AMD, because NVIDIA, we like to play a little pullback and then a continuation up. So that was the perfect play over 182. 185.8, 189 was another level. And then just skyrocket. I think it went 300%. Another one, Meta, just overall Meta from, might be freezing up on my charts. Oh, come on. This is another reason I need a new computer. But Meta, this 124.67 was the area to the long right here. Let me try to get a box on here. This is what I try to preach on my one-on-ones, showing you key levels. Look at this. Support. We broke below, super strong. Resistance. That break above, and we kind of tested it, and then we continued up. So that was overall a solid play on Meta. Microsoft kind of weaker today, even though with the chat GPT stuff, I was watching at 142. This is something I like to watch for squeezes. As you look at this 142 level, you just watch how many times we hit this 142 with resistances. Shorts are created at this 142, driving the price down. Eventually, when we break above, we kind of squeeze, and that was actually was a pretty solid 1, 2, 3 rejections on that 142. There's that break above, retest, continuation. Pretty solid move. I mean, it's just simple. You guys have simple key levels every day to go off of, and that's all you really need in the market. And then Tesla. Let's see what Tesla did. I don't think I even looked at Tesla all day today. I don't think I have any key levels this high. Tesla just caught a lot of buying at the lows. That key level would have been at 136. Right here, 136, 138 area. Support. To basically this high would have been 137.50. Probably wouldn't have been a great entrance. Let's see if we break above it and test it. Resistance, and then it kind of just went from there. Also, another one I saw was Shop. On my Twitter, I put FinTwit stock of the week, kind of making fun of everyone saying Square looks bullish. Overall, just looking at Square, first off, that beautiful flag breakout retest, but look at this, 76.71 resistance. So this area's caught a little bit of resistance, and pretty much squeezed above it. So they basically touched it, went above. And then Shop, almost got into it last week. Just type it in. Because it's 41 level. We'll just look at the 41 level and show you what I saw. Just look at this 41 level and how beastful it is. Resist our support. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times it touched this 41 level. So the main thing is, look, we capped up. I would have wanted a retest of it to actually go into it and then up. So pretty solid day. I'm holding one SPY put. I'm looking at, mainly on the SPY put. I'm watching this Apple trend line. Is whenever we tested this trend line, we actually kind of sold off pretty well in the market. I know that because I got caught on this last one, trying to go long, thinking it would break out. We actually did break above. But, overall, if you look at these days, the market kind of sold off really well. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So kind of took it there. You never know. Sold sold one already, so pretty solid move. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Telling you, keep it simple. Keep your chart simple. You just need a couple lines every day, especially with futures. Play small. I actually went red today on futures because I overtraded end of day, kind of went too heavy. You know, a lot of just over trading and not following my rules. That's why I don't try to trade end of day. But y'all have a great rest of your day.